What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm giving you guys an update on some nice setups as we start the second half of the week. Before we get into it, you guys already know the deal. Let's get this video to 60 likes if you want me to keep posting chart updates and strategy videos. That's how I know you're tapped in and actually finding value in this whole thing. Now for our first stock, let's start with ticker symbol NCNA. The chart is setting up as we head into the next week, and with the reverse split coming up, I'm expecting we can see some volatility and possibly a run up into that event. So let's break this down. If we take a look at the daily chart, NCNA has been consolidating inside a tight range between this 4 cents to 6 cents range. You can see that the stock has spent weeks building a base around that 4 cents to 5 cent zone. That's been acting as a strong level of support. These type of penny stocks experience a lot of short interest, and I wouldn't be shocked to see this fall back down around this 3 cent level, probably on Friday when the market usually has low volume across the board. This is exactly why you should always have a stop loss in place. In this game, you can see a random 15 to 20% drop in a single day out of nowhere. On the upside, we got resistance around the 5 cent zone and 7 cents, which has been tested multiple times but hasn't broken yet. That's the key breakout level I'm currently watching going forward. Notice that whenever volume comes in, like we saw in early June and again in July, price reacts fairly quickly. This tells me traders are watching this range closely, is tightening and waiting for a catalyst. And speaking of catalysts, here's the big one that I mentioned just earlier. NCNA has a reverse split coming up next week. Typically, reverse splits are done to meet compliance or to avoid delisting, but what I'm looking at is the price action leading into that event. Often we see a speculative run up before the reverse split because people anticipate volatility and a short-term bounce. That's exactly why I'm expecting some upside momentum in the coming sessions. Key levels to watch is this 4.5 cent support. This is the major line in the sand. If it breaks, we can see a flush much lower. If that happens, you don't panic like the rest of the people. You simply take advantage. You stop out, protect your capital, and then buy back in at that opportunity for the next leg up. That's how you play smart, not emotional. First target / resistance is the 6.5 cent range. This is the breakout zone I personally want to see clear with volume. For the next target, if this 6.5 cent breaks, I'll be watching for a 9 to 10 cent push leading up to that reverse split next week. So my plan here is simple. I'm watching for a strong move off this base with volume confirmation. If we get that breakout over 6.5 cents, I think we have room to 7 to 9 cents into the reverse split news. But I want you guys to remember, reverse splits can be very tricky. Sometimes they give that run up and then fade immediately after. So I'll be treating this as a short-term play, not a long-term investment. You guys would be shocked how many DMs I get every single day asking if this is a great stock to invest in for the long term. Let me make this super clear. The majority of these penny stocks in the market are not worth holding for the future. They're only good to use for the short term. Never marry these stocks. Get in, secure your profits, and move on to the next opportunity. Overall, the levels are clear, and with the upcoming reverse split on deck, I think we could be in for some solid trading opportunities. Now for our next stock on the list, it's ticker symbol ABP. If you haven't been following along, go back and check the previous videos I posted. I literally called this in the Discord at 19 cents. Fast forward, we're already sitting on 100% profit. At this point, we're just riding with house money, waiting for the next run to fully break this 40 cents plus level. But here's what blows my mind. There's still people who haven't trimmed a single share. Some of you jumped in after watching my videos, saw a little downtrend, and started hitting my DMs asking, what should I do? Do you guys not want to win in this type of market? How many times do I need to say this? Trim your profits on the way up. Stop getting greedy. I don't care if this thing goes to $2 from here. I'm securing profits. Why? Because it's not worth watching your hard-earned gains disappear. I tweeted this before and I'll say it again. Most people don't actually want to win at trading. They just want the dopamine rush. That's why they hold through these losses, complain, then the cycle repeats all over again. If you're treating trading like gambling, you're going to lose in the end. You might as well quit while you're ahead. The only way you win in this game is by taking profits and staying patient. That's the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who blow up their accounts. Now for a technical breakdown. On the daily chart, ABP has been trading a large wedge or triangle formation, some people say, I don't care, over the past couple of months. We had that big spike in May on volume, but since then, price has been consolidating tighter and tighter inside this wedge. Recently, we got that breakout above the wedge resistance and the stock ran hard into the mid 40s before pulling back. This pullback is actually forming a bullish flag pattern right here, which tells me momentum could be building again for the next leg up. Key levels to watch: immediate support is around this 27 to 29 cent range, which is the current consolidation zone. If we hold this level, bulls remain in control. First resistance is around this 35 cent level, which is the top of the small flag. Major resistance is 45 cents, which was the recent spike high. And if we break above this 45 cents, the next upside target would be 55 to 60 cents plus, where we had previous price action earlier in the year. Volume has been picking up on this breakout, which is exactly what we want to see for continuation. So as long as the stock holds above support, I'm expecting another push higher. Make sure you keep this one on the radar because setups like this often lead to much bigger moves when volume continues to step in. Now for the Discord, we already scaled into our next potential 100% runner. This is a setup we've been eyeing, scaling into carefully, and positioning for the exact move we've been waiting on. Now, let me make this clear. It's not a matter of if this thing runs, it's a matter of when. For everyone inside the Discord, you already know the breakdown, the entry zones, scaling strategy, risk levels. It's all laid out step by step. So this is not for you. This is for the people who continue to stay lost in this game of trading. We're not here to chase random stocks like most people you see in this space. When this trade hits 100%, and trust me, we're prepared for exactly that, I'll be posting the full breakdown of our winnings in the next upcoming videos. I want to show the receipt, not just talk about it, but actually display what happens when you follow the plan, stick to the process, and move with the right community. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment letting me know your price targets for ABP and NCAA. As always, trade safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.